Hi guys, welcome back. Hopefully you can all hear me. I'm just going to turn on the volume here just so that I can see
Hear me? I'm just going to turn on
if the sound.
the volume here, just so that I can see. Hear me? I'm just going to turn on
If the sound. I think it's probably okay. Always concerns me about the sound and whether or not people can hear me. But I'm not sure there's anybody here at the moment. Oh, Ethan is here. Hi, Ethan. How are you going? Yeah, Man United game tonight. I've got it sitting here, scrolling on my phone, so I'll be able to keep up to date with it, hopefully. Um, who do you support again? I think you're a Liverpool fan, aren't you? You're a Liverpool fan, Ethan, as I remember from Tuesday. I think that's what you told me. My focus needs to be on Burnley. We're going to come up to Christmas today, and one of the things coming up to Christmas is we are going to know if we are going to get Weghorst back. Now, in real life, Weghorst did come back. He went to Manchester United, didn't he? So, hopefully, if the game is true to life, I should be able to bring Weghorst back in a couple of weeks. We are fast approaching Christmas now, and the January transfer window will happen. We will get there before the end of this episode. So hopefully we will know if we're able to recall him from his loan. And I do remember that several times I've tried to do this in FM, and I haven't been allowed to do it. And the reason being is there are two clauses in the contract. And if we look at his clause, the loan contract, it's obviously a bit of a problem in terms of the finances because we are overspending at the moment. So even if I bring him back, then we're going to have to find the money to do that from somewhere. But if we go back and look at his contract, then what it says, can play against his own team, can play in cup matches. There is no can be recalled here. So it's possible we are not going to be able to bring him back. Normally, if you'll see can be recalled, then he'll be able to be recalled. But also, there is also another clause that will say loan cannot be terminated. And I've been caught out by that one many times in this game, where you think he can be recalled, but unfortunately the loan can't be terminated. But it does look to me that there is no clause in here that says he can be recalled, which is then not true to life because Manchester United actually loaned him from Burnley, so he must have been recalled during this season. So I don't know what's going to happen. In terms of the squad, I'm just having a look. Do we have players who are wanted? Not really. We have Josh Brownhill, who's wanted again, worth 13.5 million, wanted by Wolves. He was wanted in the summer, and Wolves didn't come in for him in the end. Other players, nobody really. We've got a couple of players listed. Who is this? Oh, Hedilazio is wanted by Burnley. He's not going to bring in much money, but he might bring in enough money. If we can bring in 3 mil, that will give us 6 mil, and we can put that as a down payment on a forward and solve the problems that way. But whether or not these teams will come in for them, they didn't in the summer, and I've no reason to suspect that they will this time round either. We're in this situation of can't sell. We have another one here. Goodmanson is wanted. I think I've accepted a bid for him. We have accepted some bids, but we've only got 575,000 up front, and so it's not really going to solve any of our problems. So he's on the way out anyway. It is a big squad that I need to thin out a little bit, but whether or not we're going to bring in enough money to actually... Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. We need to sell some players. Without money in the kitty, I can't do anything. The squad is very big, so we need to thin it out because we're going to only have left, really, to worry about the we're only really going to be worrying about the Championship. We're not going to win the Cup, so we'll be out of the Cup probably by around about the end of February. So we'll then only have the Championship to worry about, and we don't need a huge squad to be able to deal with that. We do need a big squad at the moment because we have 3 games in 7 days. We'll be playing Birmingham. When is the 3 games in 7 days? I thought I saw that on the training. Was it on the training? Let's have a look at our training calendar. No, we have 2 games. 2 games this week. Oh no, we have 3 games in 7 days. We have Birmingham, Stoke on Thursday, and Swansea on Sunday. So we're going to need to make the most of our squad for those games. And why isn't that showing up? So we have Birmingham on Monday, yep. Stoke on Thursday, yeah. Swansea on Sunday. It's going to be a busy, busy week. Hey Ben, how are you doing? Big game for Man United. Tried to sell Joe Bellingham for some young blood. I was looking at the scouting that's going on at the moment, and guess who turned up? Sam Surridge, a young Sam Surridge turned up on the scouting report there, playing for Nottingham Forest, pressing forward. He does turn out to be a good player. 1.3 million would be a good signing, I think. Although he's young and raw, and he's probably not ready to become the player that he was. First touch worries me. His composure's not great. He's just very young, very raw at the moment. Asking price is well below the market though, and he's fairly consistent performer. Doesn't pick out a pass very well. He was when he was at Preston. He was picking out passes very nicely. Has more positives that I can see than negatives, and if worst comes to the worst, then we might just have to sign Sam Surridge. There's nothing really else happening much in the scouting department. Nobody seems to be finding anybody. Looking through the list, nobody is finding anything. We just got this one, Rhian Brewster. He's way beyond our budget. Therese Campbell, again, unless we sell Brownhill or someone else, way beyond our budget. If we sell Brownhill, there are options available, and this Rodrigo Muniz looks like a very good player for the Championship. Whether or not he will develop into a good Premier player, he has got potential. What we don't want to be doing is, if we're thinking about promotion, buying players who are not good enough for the Premier League or not going to develop into Premier League players. It's wasting money. Tyler Roberts is a good player. 23 years old. He has 4-star potential, could step up to the Premier League. He's within our budget, I think. We'll have to see what happens during the transfer window, but as I think, we are not going to be getting Weghorst back. He doesn't have that clause in his contract, and there is no option to recall him. So I guess we are not going to be getting him back. And even if we could, it's going to put us in real trouble in terms of our wage budget. We are actually over the wage budget at the moment by £11,000. It's not a disaster, that. Don't talk about the Preston save, Ben. Broke my heart, that did. Absolutely broke my heart. But I have done the first episode of the new save, which will go out tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I'm quite excited about that new challenge and set myself a big ask. But who knows? Looking at their squad, maybe they'll be able to do it. So we're going to get on with this, and we're going to go and play against Birmingham. We're playing Birmingham and Stoke. And if we get time, we'll do the Swansea game. But let's get to the transfer window, and then we can think about transfers as we go through January. So we need to go and have a look at Birmingham. Have a look and see what they're about. And we'll go first to the scout report. And they are a pretty useful team. You can see, the size of the list actually tells you that they're quite useful. They're about a mid-table team because their weaknesses and their strengths are about the same size of list. Strengths slightly more, perhaps. They are good in the air, which is not a good sign. Let's have a look. This Hogan, he is 5'11". He's not good in the air. And Deeney is good in the air, as I remember. 14 jumping reach. So Deeney, we do have to be careful with crosses. It's just whether or not. So now I would look for crossing. Do they have good crossing? And doesn't look like they do. So now I'm going to look in the other area. Is crossing a weakness? And it isn't. So it's probably just an average ability that they have in terms of crossing. What we've got to be careful of is these boys. And he's probably got about a 12 crossing, which isn't bad. And then the other wing back has probably also got about a 12 or a 13 crossing. So it's these two wing backs might need looking after. Always in the narrow tactic, you're going to have to look after these boys because they are going to be bombing up and down the touch lines trying to cause problems. They're aggressive, and I want to find out if they're tacklers. Are they good tacklers? Generally would think if they're aggressive then they are pretty good tacklers, but not seeing whether they're good tacklers. And in fact they're not very good tacklers. So the first thing I want to make sure is that we have in our instructions that run at defense is switched on. If they can't tackle, we need to actually run at them, and we need players who can actually run at the defense. And so we need players in the team who can dribble. Vitinho is a good dribbler. Dervisoglu dribbling 15. Those are two players who we want to have in the team. Barnes, not very good at dribbling. And so, looking at it, I was thinking, what about Teller? Teller has 14 dribbling. He might be the player today to do the job up front, because he will follow that instruction in running at the defence. In midfield, Browning has 13 dribbling. Bayek, 13 dribbling. Cork, 12 dribbling. We have a team full of dribblers. Matson only 11, but I guess I'll put Charlie Taylor in. Charlie Taylor has dribbling of 11, but I still want to put Charlie Taylor in, I think. Better player than Matson. Bayer, 12 dribbling. Howard Bellis, not a dribbler, but doesn't really matter. And then Roberts or Loughton. Roberts only 8 dribbling, and Loughton has 12. So we'll probably play Loughton. He has been injured, but I think he has recovered. So we can play Loughton. We'll play him as a wing-back on support for now. And we do have the option to play Brownhill as a centre mid on attack. That will give us some attacking threat down this area of the pitch. So it's a fairly useful team that we've picked, and they are good dribblers, and we should run at this team, and we should play positive as well. So we should go in a positive manner, take the ball to them, dribble at them, and see what we can do. So looking at that, so far so good. Now let's go and have a look at the data hub. And the summary, they're going to play wing play style. Interesting that they're playing with 5 at the back. So these two are going to function like wingers. And so we need to actually look after those two for sure. Maxime Collin performing well above average. Where is he? He's the wing back. He looks like he's the very, very dangerous wing back. and we need to look after him a great deal. And then goalkeeping, Ruddy is a good goalkeeper for championship level. And Hannibal, a Manchester United loanee, I guess, going to play as a box-to-box, is he? So he's a very good player, and he is certainly passing the ball extremely well. We need to tight mark him. Tackles well, and yeah, he's just performing extremely well. Assists, he's above average. He is performing extremely well. Progressive passes, he is above the average. No, he's below the average. But it's his pass completion. Oh no, that is the championship, isn't it? So actually, he's about average in terms of his pass completion, but he does have good assists, and he can score goals. So, and he does make key passes more than normal. So he is a very, very good player, and we need to tight mark him. So we've got to be careful of these two players. And Hogan, who is a forward, he is an advanced forward. He's scoring goals for them, and he's way above average, and his XG is way above average. He's performing. His passing is a bit off, but in terms of what he's there for is to score goals. So he's scoring a lot of goals, and he's well above average for this league. And if we have a look at their performance, what can we see? They don't dribble much, so we should press them hard, but they are reliable in possession. So they are going to look to pass it, so we should be pressing them quite hard. It will depend on their composure. Birmingham's scoring statistics, they are, what does that say? High scoring, but low expected goals. So they're a very, very good team. We are scoring way beyond what I could be expecting with this team. But they're just like about average for the league, and probably very dangerous. The goalkeeper we know about, he has fewer saves to make, but he does save most of what comes his way. In terms of the scoring for the forwards, Ashley Barnes is very, very good. Scott Hogan and Jonathan Lake are performing very, very well. That Scott Hogan is a dangerous player. So we've identified 3 players that we really need to take care of. In terms of the defenders, what we're looking at is the worst ones. So low distance covered, low number of sprints. And the worst one for Birmingham is Andre Wisdom. Also, Trusty, centre-back, doesn't make many sprints. And Sanderson, also a centre-back, doesn't make many sprints. But we pretty much the same. I wouldn't expect my centre-backs to sprint too much. And in the air, in midfield, they're better than us in the air at midfield. There's no doubt about that. And so we need to keep the ball on the deck, zipping it around. And in terms of their passes completed, it's mostly in this middle area of the pitch. Therefore, we need to play. They're going to play a high line. We need to match them stride for stride. And most passes by Birmingham were made just before the halfway line. So it's this area. They're going to play with a high line, and their midfield's going to operate in this area. Man United are against the best opponent. I mean, I gotta say, Ethan, Sevilla are a bit of a bogey team. They've knocked us out of this competition so many times. But we have taken the lead, I understand. Sabitzer has put Man United 1-0 up. So that's a good result. Hey, Roma. No, I first started playing Roma, 2011, And I think I was playing top 11 on Facebook, and somebody just mentioned that if you think the game's too easy, maybe you should just go and play something like Football Manager. And I just thought, what's that? Because I did think top 11 on Facebook was way too easy. So I went and had a look online at Football Manager, downloaded it, and I was hooked ever since. So about 12 years I've been going now. I don't know, it just gets into your blood. You just need to find out how to beat it. And once that is in your blood, there's nothing you can do. So in terms of their overall performance, I'd say it's pretty average. There are 3 very dangerous players that we need to take care of. Have a look at our own performance in our last 5 matches. We are getting shots from outside the box. He wants me to work it into the box. I don't want to do that because what we've been doing is working effectively, and it's basically all about getting the ball into the box as fast as possible. I actually don't want to put work ball into the box at the moment. It slows everything down. And if we are playing with a slightly higher tempo, then when we're getting around the box, we have to slow down and be a bit more patient. And it goes against what we're trying to do here. I want them to move the ball quickly and get the ball into the box. I'm just going to go more often on the trigger press. We're going to play positive against them. We're going to take the game to them. And yeah, I think one more check. I think we'll do one more check. We'll just go to their schedule. Have a look at their last game. They beat Reading. And Manchester United have gone 2-0 up. And who's got the other one? I don't know yet. Sabitzer again. He's got a second goal. He's having an awesome game, Sabitzer. So 2-0 United. I'm happy now. And we could be in the semi-finals. Who knows? So having a look at how they play. Have a look at... it's mostly looking at it down both. It's going to be down both flanks. Not much in the middle. We need to focus up the middle, try to keep it away from the flanks. We need to keep hold of the ball, pass it around. In terms of their shots, not many. 7 in the game, 4 from outside the box, low XG. So not impressive. Not really that impressive. Have a look at their... heat map. What can the heat map tell us? Mostly down the left, although again you can see there's a big part of what they're doing down the right as well. Higher up on the right than it is on the left, but more possession on the left than on the right. Doesn't really tell me anything. And in terms of their pass map, that's a nice pass map. The only thing that's missing is combinations on this side of the field. They certainly focus... They seem to miss these boys out, whereas on the left, Bakuna and Quattara become quite important players for them. He is a pivot, and this left-sided wide centre-back is a pivot. A lot of stuff goes through him. And so he's the 4th person that we need to be absolutely taken care of. So with that, we should, and with running at defence, we should have a bit of a game plan here. No, we're going to play positive. I don't want to work the ball into the box because that's asking them to slow it down. And we'll go to our opposition instructions now. We've picked dribblers. Hopefully their tackling will let them down. Dion Sanderson And as you can see, his tackling is 13. He's pretty good, actually. But we should be able to deal with him. Pace-wise, doesn't have a great deal of pace, and he has a weak left foot. And also, he doesn't dribble very well. His composure's not great. So we will show him onto his left foot, and we will close him down. Oh, not him. It's the other one, isn't it? The Austin Trusty. That's the one that we've got to look at. Again, no pace. Reasonable right foot. Now, it might be good to show him onto his right foot. Doesn't have dribbling ability. So we'll close him down, show him onto his right foot so that he's not passing it left. So we just need to get our angles right on this guy. And then our wing backs. These are very dangerous boys. Dribbling is not good. Pace is not good. Composure is not good. I think we can just... His crossing is quite good, though. I think we need to close him down. Stop him crossing it. And... Which foot was weaker? Show him onto his left foot. Yep, turn him inside, so that he can't get down that wing. We want to actually turn the other one onto his right foot, so he's not bombing down the wing. He's not very brave, not very strong, and has a bit of pace, so we will probably... His dribbling's not good, though, so I probably want to tight mark him and show him onto his right foot. And also hard tackle him. He doesn't like a tackle. And then Quatera, who has been in a bit of form, and his passing and vision, he's not a playmaker, he's just going to sit in front of the defence. We'll tight mark him, and we will show him onto his left foot. And that should see him, if we do it well. Of course, the doing all this, you never know if your players are going to do it. If your players have bad days, then they're not going to be able to do it. It will create a ton of space. Hannibal, we have to tight mark because he is going to be spraying the ball about for them. We're going to hard tackle him as well because he doesn't like a tackle. So that's how we will try and deal to begin with Hannibal. It might be that we have to put someone on him. Paul Mullin. He might score you important goals. Who does Paul Mullin play for? Who's Paul Mullin? And then we have Juninho Bacuna. What's his passing? He's good passing. I think we just want to close him down and give him a hard tackle. He's not very brave, doesn't dribble very well. Close him down, left foot. Actually, no, just close him down and hard tackle him. I don't want him coming onto his left foot. Troy Deeney, no pace. Dribbling is not very good. He's quite old now at 34 years old. I think we should be thinking about tight marking him. My defenders should be able to deal with him in the air. And he has a weak left foot, doesn't he? I'm turning him onto his left foot. My defenders should be able to deal with him in the air, so tight mark him. Oh, yeah, of course. Paul Mullin from Wrexham. Yeah, it's a possibility. I generally, though, Ethan, and hi Jay, I generally tend just to go with what my scouts find. I don't like just searching for players, and then I feel like I'm cheating the game a little bit. Although I often feel like the game cheats me a lot. But I just feel that if you go and sign players who your scouts don't find... unless they come from a team that you've managed before. So I don't know. Going and just poaching players, I don't know about that. Scott Hogan, this boy, though, is a goal scorer. Advance forward. doesn't have the pace for an advance forward, though, does he? His composure's not very good. His dribbling's okay. He's not very strong. Maybe I should hard tackle him. And maybe I should tight mark him and hard tackle him. And left or right now, he's got 2 good feet. So that's kind of how we're going to set up. And hopefully we'll have taken the most dangerous players out of the pitch. What I want to be careful of is that this right-hand side, because we do have a wing-back on attack here. And if they are, I will have to look at where their attacking threat's coming from. If they are coming down the right, I may have to slip him onto a support duty and come back to balanced. It's good. Just depends on if we can dominate the game. And I think we're set. Let's go and play some football here. Let's go and beat Birmingham. Let's keep our run going. Everybody is happy with what's going on by the look of it. And we've been on a good run lately. Get out there and impress me. I'm expecting to see solid defence, expecting you to control the midfield, and I'm expecting the edge in attack. And that's because complacency, the media are talking about us being complacent, so you don't want to be gentle on them. If there's a chance of complacency, you do not want to be complacent. So here we go. We do have a highlight, and it's Dervisoglu. Taylor, ball into the box. And it's fired out, and Bayek is going to pick up the ball. Bayek, we need a big game from Bayek. We haven't had a big game from him all season, I don't think. And he's due. He owes us one. This is nice, though. Nice football. Spraying it about. That's what I want. Now get it into the box early. That's exactly what we need to do. I don't want this work it into the box nonsense. Just get it in there quickly. The tempo of the passing will mean that they're going to release the ball quickly. Nice work by Brownhill. Headed out, headed clear. Our run is going to come to an end at some point. You've always got to... Your run will always come to an end, and we've been on like a 10-game unbeaten run now, 8 or 10, and it always will come to an end. And you've got to be like totally on your game, or this could be it. Birmingham have scored from nothing. Troy Deeney, who should have been marked, and wasn't, and we've gone a goal behind. And I think because complacency, I just need to fire them up a bit and tell them, fire them up, because this isn't good enough at the moment. It's an early goal. There's plenty of time left. No need to panic. It's just one shot in the whole game and they've gone ahead when it looked like we were dominating proceedings. But in the Championship, it's very rare to go on these runs and not lose. And results in the Championship tend to be very much an up and down affair. And if we look at the form of the teams around us, they're all losing games that you would expect them to win. And I would expect to beat Birmingham, but unfortunately we're not doing that. And we're not creating too much either. And the attacks for Birmingham, I am right, are coming down the right-hand side. So as with the attacking wing-back, we've got to keep that now because we're behind and we need to attack them. I might switch it over in the second half. That's a good tackle. And here's Loughton. Come on, let's get a goal, boys. Let's get a goal. We're playing some nice football. Although we're not dominating possession, we're playing nice football by the look of it. And that's a poor pass. That's a very poor pass. And we need to win this ball. We have done. Centre-backs are great for Burnley. If all our players were as good as these centre-backs, we'd be running away with this. And Vitinha, he finds Taylor to Brownhill. Nice, play it about. but it is a bit laboured. We want the passing offloaded quicker. Nice ball out to Lowton. Dervisoglu into the box. Teller has put it past the post. What a chance. Yeah, my strikers are old. Birmingham strikers are very, very old. It's like so it's like a geriatric match. This, so it's like a senior citizens game, and Birmingham are coming forward again. But we've won the ball back from them. That's their passing isn't great. We should be intercepting. We are a team with good positioning, so interceptions should be. We should be able to do that. There's no way past their fullbacks at the moment, their wing-backs, or their wide centre-backs. Teller needs to step up a little bit. He's not looking very sharp. Out to Taylor. Can we get it into the box? Into the box it goes. We do have a chance, and the goalkeeper saved it. Who was that? Who was that couldn't score that? Birmingham completely messed up at the back. We messed up at the front. It remains 1-0 to Birmingham. And we have to be better than what we're doing. We're at home and we should be beating Birmingham. All runs come to an end, though. We're doing enough that Birmingham are not really threatening. And here is Teller into space. And he tries a shot from an impossible angle. Goes out for a corner. It's still 1-0 to Birmingham. We do have a set piece. Can we score from the set piece? I did do some attacking training this week, and it's to the far post, headed back, it goes into the side netting. It stays 1-0, 30 minutes are gone, and let's have a look at what is happening here. Nothing. There's just been one key pass, and that led to the goal. They've had one shot, one goal, and unfortunately, we've not managed to get a shot on target. And if we look at, let's have a look at our shot map. All our shots are inside the box. So I was right to ignore that instruction to work into the box. I need to get the the match momentum back up. Where's that gone? Match momentum, and we are actually controlling the game. We've grown into the game a little bit, but I'd like to get a goal. Teller is not having the greatest of games, so something has to be done. Dervisoglu is a 6.4. If you don't have strikers, it's really difficult to win games. You have to grind out your results, and Teller picks up the ball. Teller down the wing. He should be able to get a cross in. He is a winger as well as a forward. Finds, who is that? Bayek back to Lowton. Lowton's turned. We do have a chance. It's fired into the defender. We have won the ball back. It is a free kick. And Cork has got himself into trouble. And I'm going to tell Cork to come off the tacos. We don't want a red card in this game as well. We have won the ball, but we've given it away. Our passing is not good today. So what I might have to do is slow the tempo down. In which case I will have to go work into the box. And Birmingham have scored again, and I don't understand this. 2 shots, 2 goals. And they've just been in our half of the pitch. Only on 2 occasions. And they've scored on both occasions. And there's nothing I can do about that. We are marking them, or allegedly supposed to be marking them. Bayer is having a terrible game now. He's just losing his man all the time. And this is not going to plan. We need to berate the team now. This is definitely not going to plan. It could actually turn out to be a heavy defeat unless we're careful. And just 2 shots, 2 goals. And I wish we could do that. But it takes us like 20 shots to score a goal. It's like, oh boy. Birmingham we weren't reading in the data hub that Birmingham were a very efficient attacking force. They were just an average attacking force. It's just one of those days. And that's a poor pass again. It's not working out. I'm actually going to change the passing to shorter, lower the tempo, and try to keep hold of the ball as Birmingham are into our penalty area again. Oh boy, it's terrible. It's looking absolutely terrible. We need more possession. I don't really know what else to do. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't want to allow them space. We're just not playing very well. That's the end of matter. Your run will come to an end eventually. We've actually had 4 shots. Given how well we've played, we've only managed 4 shots. Our 6.3, 6.3, 6.4 up front. All our defenders, 6.3, 6.4, 6.4. Cork is on a 6.3. It's just the team is playing exceptionally bad. And there's another chance they've scored again. What is going on here? 4 shots, 3 goals. And it's just, hey, RG. It's just FM reminding me he was offside. So I think we're okay. But 4 shots, 3 goals. Don't know what to say. You're much better than this. Stop letting yourselves down. I can only change 5 players, but I'm going to have to do it. Matt Loughton, nervous. Connor Roberts has to come on. Jordan Bayer, shocked at him. Absolutely shocked at Bayer. 6.3. 6.4, Charlie Taylor. We have to shore up in defence, and that means I've only got 2 left. And Vitinho and Dervisoglu, both wingers. Dreadful. So we can put Rodriguez on here, and we'll put Benson. We'll actually swap those 2 over, see if that makes any difference. We have to try something. I'm going to go attacking now, and I'm going to put this wing back on attack as well. We'll put our inverted winger on attack as well. We've got to throw everything at them now. We've got to try and get ourselves back in this game. See what happens now. I can't work out why they're suddenly so brilliant in attack, and it's not like we have a poor defence either. Harwood Bellis and Bayer are very, very good players, probably the best in the championship. And again, yeah, it's just an off day. That's all you can say. The championship is very, very difficult to get results. You're never going to win all your games in the championship. It's just looking worse and worse. Even the goalkeeper's 6.4 now. We're just looking very, very poor. And there's nothing we can do. And there's a chance, and we have got one back. And it's Brownhill taking advantage of a mistake. Maybe we've done the right thing here. Go attacking. Get the ball. Get more bodies forward. And maybe we can come back into this. It will be a miracle. I think you are dreaming. Having oh yeah, Vitinha would be very, very nice. I had him in FM22 in so many of my saves. Brilliant pressing forward, Vitinha. And was brilliant for Swansea. We do have another chance there, but it's not to be. Kevin Long finds Maatsen. Maatsen looking long. Need to win the ball. We're not winning that ball now. And I think I probably need to tell them to get their foot in. Let's tell them. Oh, we already are. I think we'll press more often then. And I really get at them. There's no good throwing bodies forward if they've got the ball. And they are coming forward. And that's a good tackle. And Maatsen can bring it forward. Let's get another goal. We'll put the heebie-jeebies up them. If we can pull it back to 2-2, they might collapse. Lovely ball! What a miss! What a miss! Yeah, Inaki Williams, you followed all those saves, did you? Inaki Williams from Atletico Bilbao. I did a mini-series with Atletico Bilbao. His rating. Oh my God. Tell her I haven't got any more substitutes I can make. Everybody has played badly. And there's nothing I can do if the entire team decides they're going to play badly. I'm going to shout at them again. I'm going to berate them just because I can. That was a bad tackle, but we've come away with the ball. And Bayek, here's a chance for Benson. Benson makes it 2-2. We have come back from behind. And we are now Burnley 2, Birmingham 2. And it's all going crazy here at Turf Moor. And what a manager. What changes to go to shorter passing first of all, and then to make 5 changes. A very bold move to make 5 changes. And we have 3 players who are playing well, which is kind of nice. 4 players. Kevin Long's not having a bad game. And so we are now at 2-2, and we do have a chance. Now is the big question, do I want to stay attacking or just be positive? It's always got a bit of a worry. We have just watched the game for a couple of minutes. Who is starting, who is dominating, and are Birmingham going to come at us? If we go 3-2 up, then we definitely need to maybe come off the gas a little bit. And here is Teller to Bayek. Bayek, what a beautiful ball. Benson has a chance. He can't take it. It's still 2-2. And I'll take 2-2, actually. If it turns out to be 2-2, I will take that. I'll see it as Livingston striker. I think it was a guy called Anderson was the striker at Livingston. Bruce Anderson. He was good striker, but used to go missing for 7 or 8 games. And then when he's back on form, he'd just score a couple of hat-tricks and then go missing again for 6 or 7 games. Needed to be more consistent. That's a nice ball. We are dominating this game now since we've gone attacking. Maatsen with the drive, and the goalkeeper plucks that out from under the bar. And at the moment we are looking the team more likely to win. And we're starting to get shots on target as well. And so, no, we don't want any of that nonsense. Doesn't look to me like crossing and heading is the way forward. We've scored goals on the floor. Stats don't always mean that you have to change it, but Birmingham do have a chance. Set piece, header over the crossbar. It's still 2-2. Zahavi Simmons. Yeah, like I said, I just don't go around poaching players. And why is he calling me all the time? He knows I stream at 8 p.m. Somebody's calling me. Maybe I should answer it. Just interrupt the stream for a minute. It might be important. He might want to get to the aerial or something. And we do have another highlight. And Bayek putting it forward. I thought we were going to get in behind them again then. But it's going to be Birmingham coming forward. We can take that out easy. Pass it about. Nice. Brownhill Bayek. Nice little passing move over to Teller. Come on, Teller. Put in the nice pass here. Into the box. We can't get it away. It's come out again, and Birmingham are defending for their lives. Comes out to Maatsen. Maatsen, Brownhill, Cork, Bayek. Birmingham are in all sorts of trouble here. If we can just work an opening. It's coming out to Maatsen. Maatsen, and there's a shot that goes over the crossbar. It's still 2-2. And if anybody should win this game, we should win it. We have done so well to come back from the death that we were in. Looking at it, though, is it going to be? Or should I actually now take the 2-2 with 10 minutes to go? It's all a risk now. And we could find ourselves really in trouble using this attacking method? Should we? I think I need to go and that was a terrible foul, and we're going to get Long sent off here. And is he going to be send him off? Yes, he is. We are in dreadful trouble now, and I need to do something. Oh, Kevin Long, what are you doing? I don't have. I can't make a substitution. Bayek can play centre back. Let's play these as defensive mids. We'll pull these back. And we will play him as a pressing forward on support. And we'll have to bring these down onto support duty now. Support duty. And we're just going to have to hold on now. We'll come back to balanced. I'm not going to go to cautious or defensive. They do have a free kick that's gone over the crossbar. I think it will be cruel if the game tells me now I'm going to lose this. It will be very cruel. We have deserved to win. We've done everything to get back into this game, and it will be very cruel if we don't at least hold on to the draw. Keep our unbeaten run going. And just looking at Norwich, they're winning. Cardiff have sneaked into third. There is going to be a last highlight before this agony now is over, and it's going to be with Birmingham by the look of it. They're going to pass it around, and I think what we'll do, we're going to now come off the counter press. We're going to come off the trigger press a little bit, and we will slow everything down now. And that's all we can do. We'll ask the goalkeeper to slow things down as well, and just hope that we can just hold on to this now. Kevin Long, what are you doing? You put us in all sorts of strife when we were winning that game. We only had to make one good chance and we'd have won it, and then that happens. Such is football. And it's been a strange game. We should never have been 2 goals behind. We got back to 2-2, and it does look like we are going to lose this now. And for all that we've done. And I will be very displeased if they score here and it goes wide of the post. It's still 2-2. I'll be happily taking a draw now. And Cardiff are coming good, really, aren't they? What about QPR? What happened to QPR? But there is going to be another highlight, and this time we have the ball, and the goalkeeper's claimed it. We've got to get men back. You need to treat yourself with one poach signing. Nah, that's cheating, Ethan. It's cheating. Yeah, I mean, these ratings. Look at these ratings. Teller, 6. Cork, 6.4. And those are the substitutes. The rest of the team were dreadful. And I'm not going to say they were unlucky. I'm going to say you were not good enough. They were not unlucky. They just were not good enough. But a draw is a draw. And you can't win them all. And the game I thought we were going to lose, we've salvaged. We do have a problem now at centre-back, with players out of form. Long is going to be banned for 2 matches. Yeah, Burnley manager slams the team. Are you surprised? Now we have to do a bit of team management here. We have to look at the schedule. The next game is on Thursday, so what I want to do is give them all a rest tomorrow. We'll rest them for 1 day. Stay at home. Don't do anything. Most managers would have them in training the next day, but three games in a week, that's going to be very, very tough. We have gone 10 unbeaten now. That's pretty good given the start to the season that we had. Really, do I want to be looking at this? There's nothing I can do until... Who are these ones in progress? A lot of money. There's nothing I can do until I see if I'm going to sell someone. And if I can't sell anyone, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I have to continue with this team. And we will... I'm going to take this call. Rez, I'm streaming at the moment. I can't take any calls. And KG, if I'd have gone to the press conference, I would... Yeah, I support Manchester United, who I believe, laissez-faire, are beating Sevilla tonight. I think first half has ended, hasn't it? And we are 2-0 up. Yep, we're 2-0 up. And so I guess I'll take that as that 2-2, being 2-0 down when they had 2 shots, 2 goals. We changed things around and it worked, and often it doesn't work. This time it did. And so that was pretty good news. It's going to get tough this week. This week is going to be very, very tough because you're going to have a lot of games. And you've got to remember that the teams around you are also going to suffer. Goodmanson has got himself injured, but he's not part of my plans anymore. He's going to be leaving very soon. Let's have a look at, they play a gegenpress, and yeah, if they're going to play a gegenpress against us and they've just played, then they're going to have to be very, very fit. We'll sort them out once we get nearer. Sorensen, Yates, Sam Surridge. It's coming back here again, isn't it? Sam Surridge. Oh boy. And then we have this boy, who is he, from Wolves, pressing forward. And that's the kind of player that I want, is a pressing forward. He's not brilliant, but he doesn't look that bad. He looks to me like he'll do a decent job. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think he would do a decent job? 12 finishing. He's got 12s all over the board, which means that for Championship, he is a very good player. He's also a very good team player. Chelsea, are they trying to get... I thought they were going to... I thought they had Lampard back at the moment, and now they want to get Jose Mourinho back. Move on. Try somebody different. That's what I would say to them. Mourinho get them into trouble again. So there are players that I could look at, and then there's this guy, Zurkowski. I like the look of him. I wish we could afford to buy him. I would buy him. I think he is a very decent-looking player. And if we, let's say, look at him as a box-to-box, he's got good finishing as well. And when they're all in the 12s, 13s, 14s, it's just his composure isn't brilliant. He looks like a very decent player. I'd buy him for 1.5 million. I wish I had some money. And Kayembe, I know about him. He's a Watford player, decent player, good strength, aggression, good ball winner. Very, very decent player. But until I get some money, nothing I can do. It's interesting that the fans are a bit disappointed with my performance in the transfer market so far. Like, well, what do you want me to do? I haven't got any money. I'm not going to take my own wallet out. McNally, Harwood, Bellis. He wants to drop the fullbacks. McNally probably does deserve some game time. So let's put Bayer out here and give McNally some game time. Probably not a bad idea. He's a good young player, but not getting any game time because Harwood, Bellis and Bayer are very good players. So let's give McNally some game time. I might actually put Maatson on the left rather than Charlie Taylor. No, we'll leave Charlie Taylor there. Cullen, Cork and Bastian. How did Bayek play? Bayek was awful, wasn't he? Cullen, Cork and Bastion making up the... Bayek. Yeah, Bayek was awful. Bayek's having a bad run at the moment. This is awful. So maybe Bayek needs a rest. He was a 6.7, which wasn't bad for that last game, considering he was a good player, Bonnet, in the Championship with Wolves. Yeah, I was just looking at him. He looks like a very good player. I don't know. Tough decisions. Kevin Long is suspended, which would mean then that I don't have any central defender on the bench, but I could play Bayek as a central defender. And he wants to play Cullen in as the DM. Can do a job, yeah. Good tackling, good marking. Lacks aggression, but he'll do a good job as a DM. And then Cork and Bastion. I'm not a big fan of Bastion. But given the games coming up, I think we have to rotate the team. Cork and Bastion as a box-to-box, possibly. I don't want to go too attacking away from home. Bastion can do a job as box-to-box. Why not? Yeah, rotation. It has to be rotation, I think. Has to be rotation. Zauri. Oh, no, he wants Westwood in there. Zauri, Ashley Barnes and Dervisoglu. Zauri probably does deserve some game time. I'm going to go with what he's suggesting. Ashley Barnes and Dervisoglu. Vitinho, how did he get on? His form is terrible. Dervisoglu had an absolute shocker, so it might be a good idea to play Hidalgo. Looked like he might be coming into a bit of form the last time he played. They're fairly fit, and hopefully they're going to be a lot fitter than Stoke. And in terms of our tactic, I don't think I want to be going positive. I want to, away from home, be a bit more balanced. We do need to have a look at Stoke before we go to this game. Find out fancies his chances. And he's just said he wants to go into the game with a positive attitude. Gotta love your assistant manager. He's always cocking up, isn't he? Let's have a look at Stoke. They're not playing very well. They're right down the bottom of the table. Maybe he's right. Maybe we do need to go into this with a positive attitude. They are in 19th, and we should be winning these games. And I don't think that they're going to pose really much of a threat. They haven't posed a threat to anybody else. Let's take a look at their team report. We'll delay all these decisions until the end of the season. I don't want to make any decisions at all. Bobby Thomas, we'll delay the decision as well. Delay. Not good enough. Set for release. Delay. Apply remaining. Staff contracts, let's delay. There's no need to panic at this point. I hate that you have to go through all these all the time. Delay. At least the staff contracts are spread out a little bit now. And Burnley youth, all lacking potential. Not much of a youth setup. And Westwood, as we've got an offer in for Westwood, 1.3. Oh, they want him for nothing. Uh, when's his contract up? 23. Well, you're going to have to wait until... Is this for end of... Yeah, I think this will be end of contract. They've not made an offer for him. They just want him in the summer when his contract runs out. I'll be quite happy for him to go, yeah. I will either be in a job at Burnley or trying to improve the squad for the Premier League. Do I think Casemiro is a top 10? Oh, that's a really interesting question. I think he's a very good player. I think he is an excellent player. Whether he's top 10, there's so many very, very good CDMs. What do you think, Amphus? Do you think he's a top 10 player? I wouldn't like to say. Danny Ings, well, yeah, I'd actually take anybody at the moment. If you don't have any striker, I'd just take anybody. Take even the worst striker in the league. Let's have a look at their scout report. What's he got to say about them? They are pretty good team. And they're a good crossing team. But look at this. They are going to play a low block. They're going to try and bring us on and then burst forward at pace. Big red flags here. We've got to be... I think we need to play balanced, not... they're not very good at dribbling. We should tackle them. No acceleration, no pace. They're not very brave. We should get stuck into this team. Aggression, bravery, nothing. So yeah, let's get stuck into them. Passing is off, so yeah, trigger press as much as possible. Their dribbling is poor, off the ball is poor. In fact, they're a very poor team, really. The only thing they've got going for them is that they will take their chances. If we give them chances, they'll take them. And they are good at crossing the ball. So we just need to keep the ball, really, and play better than we did last time. In this current time of football, I would think that Casemiro is the best CDM in the world. He's certainly... Yeah, I mean, this year, I would agree with you. He's done so much this year. He looks so composed. He's strong. He scores goals as well, which is interesting. So for this year, or the last maybe 2 or 3 years, I definitely agree with you. Of all time, that's a tough one. Kimmich, Fabinho, yeah, they're good. Yeah, there's just so many of them. I'm thinking Liverpool have had... Rodri is another one. The work that Rodri does for Manchester City is phenomenal. Casemiro does as good a job as in my book as Rodri does for Manchester City. They're very similar players, I think. Good solid DMs who don't do anything spectacular, occasionally do, but just do their job. I think, yeah, I mean, Casemiro is an excellent player. It's a shame he's 32 now. Is he 32 or 33? Oh, it is a bit of a shame. I don't know what I'm doing here. Looking at their form is terrible. I don't really think we're going to get anything out of this. They have no players in form. And I don't really think we're getting anything. They tend to attack down the right. Why is it that most teams attack down the right in FM23 when last year most teams attacked you down the left? They've switched it over this year. And now I've got my wing play. This is what they're doing. It's these wing backs. As long as we can take their wing backs out of the game, we should be fine. If we can't take their wing backs out of the game, they might give us a few problems. I think we don't really have much to worry about except they're playing badly. And I agree. I think we should go to balanced. I don't want to play a low block against Stoke. Not yet. Anyway, we may have to drag them out at some point, but I think we should be good enough to beat Stoke. Goalkeeper. We don't know anything about him. Suter. This is a team we don't know much about. He's reasonable. Turn him onto his left foot. Hard tackle him. And he's got terrible pace. We'll close him down. Oh, he's a centre-back, isn't he? Yeah. Let's close him down anyway. And the left centre-back, Flint. Again, he looks like a poor player. Let's put pressure on him as well. Close him down. He's got a weak left foot or right foot? He's got a weak left foot. If we close him down, he's like not good at all, is he? So he's got a weak left foot, which is kind of odd playing as a left wide defensive midfielder, wide defensive centre-back. Wide centre-back. Now the fullbacks. These are the boys. And I would say we're going to tight mark these boys, hard tackle them and turn them onto their weaker foot, the inside foot. So we're going to tight mark both of them. Hard tackle him, turn him onto his left foot. Laurent, not very pacey, not a great passer, weak left foot. We'll close him down and turn him onto his left foot. It's quite strong. We don't need to worry about tackling him. Yeah, left foot is weak. So turn him onto his left foot. I always worry I'm going to get one of those wrong and we turn them onto his strong foot and he does a worldie. And yeah, hard tackling again, close him down. He's not a very good player. Passing and vision, but yeah, hard tackle, close him down, and should be able to take him out of the game. Let's tight mark him and hard tackle him. Take him out of the game. Jordan Thompson, these are the two boys we need to worry about. He's not very pacey. So we'll close him down and we will turn him onto his right foot. And we need to take these two wing backs out of the game. At some point we might have to tight mark him as well. Will Smallbone, hard tackle to begin with. He's not very strong, he's not very brave, doesn't tackle all that well. We'll hard tackle him and tight mark him. Let's just take him out and hard tackle him. Nick Powell, as long as we can stop the ball getting to these forwards, they shouldn't provide any problems. We'll hard tackle him, and he doesn't really have a lot to offer. We're going to tight mark him and hard tackle him as well. Jacob Brown, better in the bravery department. Weak left foot. Let's tight mark him. We'll just put him on his left foot. He really doesn't have much to offer, finishing only 11. I think we should be able to take care of him without tight marking him. And that's it for this team. There's not much else I think I want to do. I'm going to go with this team. They're not very good at tackling, so I do want to run at the defense, and I want to make sure that that is on. Let's go and play this game. I'm hoping that this is not the start of a bad run now, and probably why we need to play balanced. Who would you have more for, Pedri or Fernandez? Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, Granit Xhaka is also another one. Yeah, very, very interesting. Pedri or Bruno Fernandes? last season, I would have said Bruno Fernandes. 2 seasons ago, I would have said Bruno Fernandes. Now I'd probably say Pedri, Ethan. Pedri is probably a better player. Um, I don't know. What do you think? I trust you to make the difference. Yeah, of course. We want to get ourselves back in good spirits, and please score a couple of goals. You've been scoring goals. Let's go out and score some goals again. And you got to look at how far back their defensive line was. They are playing this low block, and then they're going to do this. They're going to look for those balls over the top. And at some point, also, we may have to step up a little bit. If we can see that that's happening, then we might have to step up a bit to stop those balls going over the top. But we do have a highlight. And we are in the Manchester City kit again today, are we? So it is going to be Benson with the corner. And it's headed over the crossbar. And once again, our finishing, I think, is going to be an issue. I hope not. We're down into third now. Norwich are 5 points clear. Was quite interesting that the media predictions have put us in fourth now. They don't any longer have us in second. Despite our good form, they've dropped us down to fourth. Bruno. Hey, Rage, how are you doing, mate? Watched that Man City game of yours earlier. I'd have had a fit if I'd seen that Man City team. It's just like, oh my good lord. But you did fairly well. 4-1 is a decent result for a team like Crewe. It was really cool. Now, come on, let's get at them. And you can see that they are just drawing us on. And when we are going at them, we are getting out of position. This is a tactic that FM doesn't like, because if you press too hard, then your team will get pulled all out of position. But we do have the ball. It's Charlie Taylor. Come on, let's get a goal in today. It was pretty poor, though we did score twice against Birmingham. It's just everybody in the team let us down. And Taylor into Zauri. Zauri with a chance. It's saved. Finishing still is an issue. And we've got to take chances like that. And no wonder we've gone down to fourth. If you don't take chances like that, then you have got no hope. I really hope we can sell someone, bring some money in. I don't have faith that we... Yeah, fair play. It was one hell of a result. I mean, I was expecting more like 8-1 when I saw that Man City team. But it was pretty good, 4-1. And it was a late goal, as I recall, wasn't it? Which made it 4-1. It could have been a lot worse. We are dominating this game. I think probably I need to go a little bit more positive. Try and make something of the possession that we've got. We've got nearly 70% of the possession, and really Stoke have not been in the game. We've kept everybody quiet. We just haven't created enough, and we haven't scored. Although we have had 2 shots on target, and I know they've all been from within the box, so it's not like... It's more creative now rather than actually scoring. We have to create more chances than 3. This is not good enough. And they're going to have a rollicking again. I am far from pleased. And yeah, Ashley Barnes, you are responsible. Look at your rating, 6.3. And I'm going to tell him, you haven't been good enough and appear to lack belief. Well, if that's your attitude, mate, you're coming off the pitch. I'm not going to stand for that. And yep, off you come. And unless you are going to toe the party line here, you are going to be substituted. And so we have a brand new striker on. Well, a kind of striker, I suppose. Not somebody really I would call a striker. But here is Rodriguez. He's straight into the game. Can you show Barnes how it's done? No, he can't. He can't even get the ball across. He is an inside forward. and couldn't even make anything of that. Stoke are an absolutely dreadful team, and we can't beat Stoke. And I always have had, though, these problems with teams who are at the bottom of the table. I've always had problems. And I don't know why I can't beat teams who are at the bottom of the league. Teams who are around me or above me can beat them easy. But I cannot beat teams who are low down in the league. There must be a knack to this, because I see other players of the game not having any problem against them. Zauri's in space. Can you finish? Yes, he can. Finally a goal. And whoa, a 1-0 win against Stoke will be very nice away from home. I'm going to go back to being more balanced now, although no, I'm going to stay positive. It was a good ball. Zauri making a break, and actually kept his composure well there and just slotted it in. You can't stand Bruno. Yeah, he is a whinger. There's no doubt about it. He is a whinger. Charlie Taylor, that's a lovely ball, and Benson screwed it up again. Really, like, if I had money, the whole of that front line would be gone, out of the door. And come the summer, if I'm still in a job, they will be gone. They'll all be out of the door, even if I have to let them go on a free and terminate their contracts. And Bayer's looking for Rodriguez. Rodriguez has a chance. It's tipped over the crossbar. These goalkeepers must be like rubbing their hands when they see the fixture list. Ooh, we've got those Burnley strikers this week. Nothing to worry about. Benson with the corner. Didn't even jump for it. Comes out to Cork. Cork, who's been whinging about his playing time. Harwood Bellis having a better game today than he had. And Bayer is also, well, not that much better, a 6.6, but we're actually playing a little bit better than we did against Birmingham. We've gone 2-0 up, and Harwood Bellis, just as I was mentioning, it's 2-0, and now I feel a little bit more comfortable, and a nice set-piece goal, near post corner, always works, and Harwood Bellis rising to the job. Makes it 2-0, and let's have a look at the table. We're back in second. We're still 5 points behind Norwich. Norwich, who are beating Reading. Norwich seem to be in a very good run of form at the moment, but so are we. And as long as we keep our form going, Norwich will fail at some point. I'm going to make a few changes, I think. Let's just first have a look to see if anybody is causing us any bother. Nobody. We've just shut them out of the game completely. I'm going to make a couple of changes. People who are having a bad game, nobody really. Rodriguez has even got a 6.8 now. Josh Cullen's not having the greatest game, but he's very fit. Harwood Bellis is playing very well. Complacent. Jordan Bayer's complacent. I don't like that. So we will put Roberts in. And Charlie Taylor probably needs a rest, so we'll put Maatsen in as our left wing back. Other players who need a rest, Cork probably needs a rest, and we will bring in Bayek for Cork. Why have I got two box-to-box midfielders there? And then one more. The forwards haven't done any work by the look of it. They're absolutely fit as fiddles. And it looks like they haven't done any work. I'd like to bring Bastian off, but can't. I'm going to put Bastian as a centre mid on attack. Harwood Bellis I'd like to take off. Maybe Bayek can come back and play central defender. And we'll bring Westwood on and play him as a DLP on support. I think that's it. Rest a few boys, because we've got another game coming up in a couple of days. Give the boys a rest. I think we should be able to do Stoke in now. Stoke are tiring, but they're not finished yet. They do have a highlight. Let's keep them out. Let's keep them out. And it is headed out. It's headed clear, but it goes straight back. And Stoke have had nothing to shout about. And I would have been annoyed if they'd score after what Birmingham did. 2 shots, 2 goals. I'd have been annoyed if Stoke are going to go and do the same to us. We're not that bad defensively, and we shouldn't be. Lewis Baker's a bit of a nuisance. Let's sort him out. They've sneaked on a couple of subs. And where is Lewis Baker? Ooh. He's always been on the pitch. His passing isn't brilliant, but he's a bit of a nuisance, so we're going to close him down as well. I don't want to put someone on to tight mark him because it'll pull us out of position as he's playing deep. So I don't want to do that. Tariq Fosu, they brought on. Hard tackle him, left foot. That's all we need to do with him. He's got a little bit too much pace. And then the other midfielder that they've brought on, well, for a DM, he's not very strong. So we want to hard tackle him. We want to put him onto his left foot. And I'm going to tight mark him. Put him onto his left foot. It was his left foot. Yeah. And hard tackle him, and I think that should do the job against them. And I think we should now just see out this game. A 2-0 victory against Stoke would be good. And for a minute there, I thought Muric was going to miss that. But they don't normally score when the highlight starts like that. So I quickly stopped worrying because that would never be a goal. It was highlight would be too short. And Masterson bringing the ball down. Maatsen bringing the ball down the left. Nice pass. Keep the ball. Don't have to do anything silly. Bayek. I think I want to tell Bayek and Bellis to come off their ease off the tackles. I don't want another red card. There is a shot across the box. What a chance that was. Almost. Bayek we've already done. Howard Bellis. Want to tell him to ease off the tackles as well. I don't want another red card. but I'm quite pleased, thinking back to that Birmingham result, to get that 2-2 after going 2-0 down was really good. And that was poor. Get your foot on the ball. Nicely in by Cullen, Bayek. I actually, what worries me a little bit is this. So we're going to tell them not to get stuck in now. We don't need to. Maatsen almost lost the ball, has won it back. And Bayek, come on. Let's have a lovely creative pass from someone. Here's Zauri. That is a nice pass if he can get on the end of it. But we almost took advantage of Stoke. Nearly made a mess there. 17 minutes to go and we should be able to hold on to this. Howard Bellis looks for Westwood. Lovely header down. Beautiful pass. Bastian, Maatsen. Just play it around. Don't do anything silly. That's a good tackle. But we've still retained the ball. Ball over the top. And Bastian is in. What's Bastian doing there? And it is 3-0. It's Stoke 0. Burnley 3. Live stream stop. Right. Okay. It's come back now, is it? The stream is healthy. Oh, there was an error at some point. There was an error a few minutes ago, 6 minutes ago. But we are 3-0 up. And that is what I wanted. And a good result against Stoke. Cardiff have joined us on 52 points. Norwich are still winning. And we are looking to rub their noses in it now. And we need to win this ball. Well done, Maatsen. Maatsen looking to cross it into the box. He can't. I'm going to come back now to balanced. I don't think we need to do anything more. We don't need any heroics. We just want to keep a clean sheet now. And just tell them, Norwich at the top, that they can't write us off. Lovely ball through. Rodriguez is through. Rodriguez with a chance. Across the goalkeeper. Across the goalkeeper. And who should be the worst? Yeah, that's got to be Maguire. I think Maguire is like the worst central defender. I don't know why he plays so well for England. I think he has strong support when he plays for England, and his mistakes are not so glaring. Then that's what I think in terms of his England stuff. Like Maguire is a dreadful, dreadful player. And Stoke have a chance from a free kick, and it goes over the crossbar. It's 3-0. Quite happy with 3-0, and we will finish on second today. And Stoke are trying to bring the game to us a little bit, but we're holding on quite nicely. Possession, we've blasted them away. We've had almost 70% of the possession. It's been all Burnley. It's been a great result. Time is running out now, and we are into time added on. Come on, referee. We want to go home. We want to go and grab some fish and chips on the way home. And there is going to be one more highlight. We are in extra time, and Stoke are looking to bring it forward. It's not going to come to anything. Harwood Bellis picks it up. The referee is being very lenient with this time added on. And that's it. It's the final whistle. Stoke 0, Burnley 3. A very sound result. 1 million, 100 million for a piece of shit midfielder. Who is that? Who are you referring to? Oh, you're talking about Maguire. Yeah, Maguire is absolutely dreadful. Even as a Man United fan, I'm gonna say that. Ashley Barnes suddenly looks extremely delighted. He must have been delighted because he didn't want to play, and when I took him off, he was happier. Yeah, Pogba. Pogba's problem is he's just a prima donna, and when things are not going right for prima donnas, they don't have that drive, that determination to put it right themselves, and they will always look for others to put it right. And Pogba is a class example of a prima donna. Everything has to be done his way, and if it's not done his way, then he's not going to be happy. And instead of knuckling down, well done, Benson. Had a good game for a change. His morale is very poor, Benson. I'm not quite sure why that should be. But Pogba did have good games. When it was going well for him, he played very well. When it was not going well for him, he didn't want to play. And I would rather have like a £30 million player in midfield than Pogba. Somebody who would just be regular, week in, week out, never really spectacular. I'm thinking like Man City spent, I think they only spent 30 million on Gundogan, and brought him on, developed him, and much better signing than Paul Pogba ever was. So I would. Are we getting an error in terms of the stream again? Looks like I'm getting an error on the stream. Are you losing the stream, guys? Let's go to my speed checker. It is a little bit slow at the moment. Internet has decided it doesn't want to play. Are you getting it? Ah, we're back again. Couple of errors. So we're going to go to our squad again. I always have to be careful because another game in 2 days, and I'm going to rest these players again for a day. We're probably going to need to rotate even with their rest. Taylor Harwood-Bellis is never going to be fit in time for the next game, which is against Swansea. I'm not going to play that tonight. I'm going to play that next time. We're going to see if we get through to the transfer window, because it would be interesting. And they see the press conferences, they're still going on about complacency. And I'm just wondering, do we have to play the Swansea game before the transfer window opens, or will the transfer window open before the game? Hopefully before the game. Hey Robert, how are you doing? I didn't see you there. It's good to see you in the stream. I can see you and Ethan are having a really good time. I'm just checking down here. And you and Ethan are having a really good chin wag there. But yeah, I mean, you guys are raising some interesting points tonight. And looking at some very interesting players. And Pogba for me was, well, no, I would rather not have Pogba in my team. Thank you very much now. And we are away at Swansea. What I want to do is I want to find out if the transfer window opens. I'm dying to see if Weghorst will actually be available to bring back. I don't think so, but you can but hope. A lot of players are not training very well. It's not a happy squad at the moment, which is quite surprising, given that we are where we are in terms of second in the league, strikerless, but second in the league. I don't think you're training very well. Get your act together. We need to tell these boys. I'm not happy with Charlie Taylor either. What is wrong with you? He's got too much Christmas turkey going on at home. So let's not forget what you're doing in life. And Swansea are right down at the bottom as well. It's another one of those banana skins. No, I don't think Klopp should be sacked. No, it's just been a bad season, and he brought in players who haven't bedded in yet. And next season, you watch Liverpool next season, he will buy a couple of very good midfielders now. With that forward line he's got, those front four that he has, and he'll buy a couple of very decent midfielders in the summer, and Liverpool will be right back. They will be absolutely right back. And I don't have any concerns. I don't think that Klopp should be sacked. No way. No way. He's feeling the confidence flowing. After, you should never say that after the press have been speculating about complacency. Never ever say that in a press conference. We'll need to bring them down to ground in the team talk. Matt Lowton has a cold. Bless him. Having a cold for Christmas. Well, that's your Christmas ruined then, isn't it? Ashley Westwood is injured for 3 to 4 weeks. Well, we just had a lovely couple of days there, didn't we? Now we're getting all sorts of problems coming in again. And I want to get to the transfer window opening. Can we get there? Can we get there? Is the transfer window going to open? Hidalgo doesn't want to leave now. Oh, blast. Just when I was thinking we could sell someone because he wants to leave, but he doesn't want to go now. Probably feels a lot better now we're up in second. Didn't have much faith when we were struggling early on. And financially, we're doing just fine. Absolutely fine. Brownhill set to move to Wolves, possibly. And the transfer window has opened. And we are in January the 1st. Expected to win. What's the rumours here? Nothing with regard to Burnley. Norwich said to be interesting. Cantera Stoke are looking at a defender. Nothing rumoured regarding Burnley. Interesting. They probably know we haven't got any money. Yeah, the Swans. I remember my Swansea save. I loved my Swansea team. I think I'll probably be cheering on my Swansea team myself. That's probably my favourite save that I've ever done. And did you watch that save, the final season? Oh boy, what a season that was on the road to glory. Just won everything, every trophy that we possibly could win. I loved that save. So the transfer window has opened. So now we want to go and have a look. And we do have interest in a player. Is it Brownhill? No, it's just a loan. Who is Finlay Armstrong? Oh, yeah, you can have him. Get him off the wage bill. I thought for a minute we'd had an offer on a player there. Who is the worst attacking team? Wigan. Who is he? Don't know him. But we'll say well done anyway. Nice to meet you. The Norwich December manager of the month goes to Norwich. I'm not surprised. We only won 4 out of our 5 games. I think, did we... No, we won 3 out of our 5 games. 2 draws in there, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's cost us a couple of points in the... But we do have a open transfer window. So I want to just go to where it says fixtures and then check on Weghorst. Goodmanson is set to leave 4th of January. So we will get 650,000. So we got a little bit of money. How much money have we got? We don't know yet. 650. We've got about 800,000. It's probably just enough to pay off the wage bill. Come on, let's go to where it says fixtures. Yeah, okay. Monthly, so yeah, okay, you're not too happy. No, neither the board. The board job is secure. They're not really happy though, the B-. The supporters, I've got a B- as well. They're not really happy. I'm going to go now and have a look to see. Let's go to the under 21s. Weghorst, where is he? Nah, we can't recall Weghorst. And look what a pressing forward I would get coming in. Absolutely brilliant pressing forward, and we can't recall him. In real life, he came back at Christmas. FM is cheating again and not playing the game as it would play out in real life. So we are going to have to live without our front man, at least for the time being. We're going to have to wait and see if somebody is sold. Maybe we'll try and do some jiggery pokery with Brownhill, reduce the price. How many teams are interested in him though? Only 1, I think. So that's a dangerous game. If there were 3 or 4 teams interested, we'd lower the price, see if one came in, and then start a bidding war. But I think he's only wanted by 2 teams. So at some point, if we can add another team to that, we might lower his price. Start a bidding war, and then I don't know if you've ever seen that done. You just like accept one offer, and then you reject the other one, and then you would offer him out again for a slightly higher price. And if the other team come back in, you then reject the offer you've accepted and accept the new offer, and you start this little bidding war. And sometimes you can make a lot of money when that happens, but you need 3 or 4 teams interested before you start playing dangerous games like that. Okay, I'm going to call it a day tonight. Thank you, both of you guys. You've been chatting away there, and it looks like you've had a good time. Thank you to everybody who has watched the stream tonight. I'm feeling a bit peckish now, so I'm going to go and get something to eat, have a cup of tea, and we'll be back next Tuesday, and hopefully we'll have another nice stream. We'll play halfway into the transfer market and see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. It's not like teams are queuing up to buy players from us. Who knows, though? Who knows? We might even still be able to bring in Sam Surridge on installments. Who knows? At least he has the ability to score goals, and he's fairly consistent. We shall see. Thanks, guys, for coming. I hope you've had a good time tonight, and we'll be good to see you again next Tuesday when we continue on the journey of Burnley. The team that should have been so easy to manage. It should have been so easy to win the league here. We struggled at the beginning, but we're putting it right. Can we have a good transfer window next time? I'll see you soon, guys. I can't do any loans at the moment because we have our maximum amount of loans, Ethan. That is the problem with loans. I tried that in the summer and we just couldn't do any loans. The game has got me stitched up from all sides here, and it's been a tough save. We've pulled it around, and see you, Tom. I hope to see you again. It's been a good chat tonight. I've had a lot of chat, and I've enjoyed myself. Hope you guys have enjoyed it too, and hopefully I will see you all again when we do it all again next Tuesday. I'm off now. Really hungry. I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks, Ethan. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Tom.